Hello and welcome to my new channel. I am Jeremy Brendle, and really a pleasure to be here right now. Some of you might already know me from my professional YouTube channel, which is Brendle Concepts. If you're coming over here from there, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. This, however, is going to be totally different from my professional site. Uh, this is something that I've been kind of nervous about doing. Um, Doing something, on a really kind of stripped down, personal, raw, honest uh, channel was not something that I wanted to do. But I had a bit of a health scare recently. And to be honest, I legitimately thought I had a heart attack. And, I'm also someone who has struggled with weight loss, as you can see from the thumbnails for this. I was at one point in excess of 400 pounds. I don't honestly know, though, at what point I stopped on the scale. The last time I physically stepped on a scale, it stopped at 385. I had one leg on. There was no point in putting the other leg on. So when I think about everything in my life, having to deal with PTSD, my mental health, my physical health. To me, it's all just been my life, but it's been a crazy journey. And a lot of healthcare professionals that I've talked to recently have been very adamant about me sharing my experience with everyone out there, because there's a lot of people that need help, and a lot of times we just don't know where to turn. So, sharing my experience and my journey is kind of what I want to do here. And I'm going to be talking a lot about my weight loss. I'm going to be talking about mental health, PTSD, gym culture, dieting, you name it. I'm going to get into everything because this is something that's very important to me. This is, my life. This is how I live. And I think, a lot of times we look at society and different people and we think that we should be living a certain way. And, I was someone that did that. I was someone that looked at problems I had internally, and, having to deal with them was not something that I was willing to do. I spent 15 years of my life with crushing, PTSD at times, stemming from working in a correctional facility for 5 years. What that did to me in that time was, really changed the way I looked at the world, the way I looked at people, the way I looked at myself. And, to be honest, I was not happy. I was in a really dark place. And I did a lot of things to try and, medicate to make myself, feel better. But the simple truth was, no matter what I did, nothing ever made me feel better, because every time I looked in the mirror, I was just unhappy, and I couldn't understand the man I had become, because I looked at, my parents and my father, and I respected them, and they're hardworking. I was hardworking, but physically, I just was not who I wanted to be. So, I think sometimes being honest is very hard. And yeah, so I embarked on a crazy, fitness journey. The first time I lost weight, it was about 200 pounds. And I used the P90X system. Tony Horton probably saved my life. Big thank you to Tony Horton. If you don't know who he is, the man's, incredible, had some tragedy in his life, and, hopefully he's on the mend. The second time that I've lost weight, it was probably around 150 pounds. And that's where I'm currently at now. So, going forward, I'm going to start off from the very beginning and just, kind of talk about what led me to gain all the weight, my mental mindset, what I did using the P90X system, gaining all the weight back, and then having to fight through losing it all over again, coming to terms with the PTSD and realizing that, you know, it's the thing that a lot of people suffer from, and asking for help is not a bad thing. You know, this is just basically what I want to do with this channel, and I sincerely hope that there's people out there that need to hear this, and if it helps you, then that is, you know, the goal. So that's pretty much where I'm going to leave it for this episode. You know, thanks for watching, you know, this long, and I'm going to try and put these out pretty consistently. So if you want to follow along with the channel, make sure you subscribe. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know. I will definitely be happy to answer anything. And that's pretty much where we're going to end it for today. So thanks for watching.